Belize, wake up Belize. Another day is here. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show about people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that must happen under God blue skies. I love to make people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Another day is here. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play a role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait? It's a time calling. It's a show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Another day is here. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that must happen under God blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Another day is here. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. wake up Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show of people. Believe our hopes, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that must be happen under God blue skies. And nothing make people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize.
Good morning, Belize. A tropical wave over the area will keep conditions moist and unstable. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and her coastal waters calls for cloudy skies today with sunny breaks, and high temperatures are expected to reach 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 93 inland, and 82 over the mountains. Tonight, the skies will be cloudy at times with low temperatures of 81 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 73 inland and 68 in the higher elevation. Some outbreaks of showers and a few thunderstorms are expected to develop mostly over the south today and slightly decreasing tonight. Tomorrow morning, shower activity is expected to increase mainly over the south and along some coastal areas. An excessive rainfall watch remains in effect for over southern districts during the next 24 hours. Residents are advised to continue monitoring the weather situation and stay tuned for flooding updates from the National Hydrological Service and NEMO. The wind will blow from the east at 10 to 15 knots and the sea state will be choppy. A high tide will occur at 19 minutes past 9 this morning, a low at 4:52 in the evening, a high at 10:58 tonight, and a low at 3:47 a.m. The sun rose at 5:26 this morning and will set at 6:30. The moon rose at 5:33 this morning and will set at 7 minutes past 7 tonight. The outlook for Wednesday and Wednesday night is for cloudy skies at times, with outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms to develop mainly along coastal and over the south during the daytime, then gradually decreasing. In the sargassum forecast, there is a high chance that more sargassum mats will affect beaches across the country during the coming days. And in the tropical weather outlook, no tropical cyclone formation is expected near or over Belize and her coastal waters during the next 48 hours. And with that, we conclude your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
Informative, accurate, current information. Krem's newscast. Local, regional, and international news, weather and sports.
And now we've got some morning news for you. Let's get that cranked up. In the news this morning, Belmopan Mayor Pablo Kawich, in an update Monday morning about the July 11th flood that drenched the capital city, reported that their damage assessment is still ongoing.
So far, the council has approximately 150 households that were affected with floodwaters. I think BMO has assisted approximately around 70 of those individuals. Over the weekend, the assessments were carried out and 70 people have been provided with assistance. So that assistance is continuing, or the assessment outreach is continuing. We have teams out today as well, continuing with visits, as we didn't manage to cover everybody yesterday, right?
Which part of Belmopan in particular was affected the most?
The areas that were affected the most was the Salvapan, San Martin area. That's the area where the 10 Cents Creek passes through, and because of that, the overflowing of the creeks and the flooding of the lower lying areas caused that particular area or corridor to be affected the most, approximately around 1.5 to 2 foot of water.
So would you push back on the claim some residents that the infrastructure failed, one, and then two, they said the council was not prepared enough by cleaning the drains and doing the work necessary?
Well, for those who were in Belmopan, the rains stopped around 11 o'clock, and by 2:30 the drains were clean. They're pretty much clean. That means that the drainage systems did do its job by taking the water out within 3 hours. And as I mentioned, it was a unprecedented amount of water that was in the city, which managed to got pushed out within 3 hours. So to me, that shows that the drainage systems are working.
Mayor Kawit said the weekend's flooding was unusual and affirmed that Belmopan's drainage system has been improved.
This weekend's occurrence was a very unique circumstance. The Belmopan area received a lot of historic levels of water, specifically the Belmopan area, right? Starting from Armenia to Belmopan. We have handled a lot of severe rainy storms in the past. I think the last one like this weekend was around the time of Mitch in 1998. Last year February we had a slightly bad rainy season, and we didn't reach these levels of flooding. We have improved the drainage system since then, but as I've tried to explain to some of the residents, the problem was not our drainage system. The problem was that the river, the Belize River, was already flooded. That is where all our drainage systems dump into. So the corridor by the highway that was flooded out that is the area where water usually moves over from Belmopan over to the Belize River. So once the river couldn't handle any more water, it started backing up in that highway area, because that corridor also is a little bit small.
Chief Meteorologist Ronald Gordon put into perspective just how unprecedented the July 11th rainfall was in Belmopan and surrounding areas.
Belmopan got 273.4 millimeters, which is 10.8 inches of rainfall in just about 12 hours from about midnight until about midday. To put that in perspective, the average rainfall for Belmopan is about 245 millimeters for the month of July, which is 9.7 inches. So the capital city recorded more than its monthly average in just 12 hours. Historically, this is not the highest that the city has seen. On June 19, 2002, we recorded 334 millimeters of rainfall, which is 13.1 inches. So even though it's a significant amount of rain, it didn't break historical record overall for Belmopan. Other notable areas, stations, La Gracia, which is just a few miles to the northwest of Belmopan, got 8.5 inches, and Hershey got 8.4 inches. So in that general vicinity, we saw a significant amount of rainfall in a very short time period from this system. The system has moved away, the tropical wave moved away. We got improvement in weather conditions yesterday, Sunday, and up to this morning.
The wave is approaching and is expected to cross Belize today into nightfall, particularly over parts of the south. It will bring a new round of showers and thunderstorms with another 2 to 3 inches being predicted. However, Gordon warns that the models are not picking up extreme rainfall.
There's another tropical wave approaching, which will cross the country tomorrow or later tomorrow night. That system is already producing some moisture over the area, and we have seen some rainfall returning, especially over the southern 2/3 of the country this morning into this afternoon. And we expect those to continue and increase tonight into tomorrow with some more showers and thunderstorms expected. Model prediction are going for about 2 to 3 inches maximum. We got to be very careful. The models are not picking up these extreme rainfalls. So that over 10 inches of rainfall at Belmopan was not even registered in any model that we saw. They are not picking up those extremes. So it's always important for residents to know that when we give you a forecast, the model is just a guidance, and we can sometimes get much more than those models are saying.
What would have contributed to not having been able to forecast the volumes of rain?
The equipment has nothing to do with it. The equipment that we have are monitoring equipment. So if you're talking about the radar or the rain gauges, those are telling you what is happening now. Right? They're not predictive. For prediction, we use models, and these models are as only good as the science and the estimates that go into them. Most of the global models that we use do not define Belize that well. And I would dare to say that this is not only a local phenomenon, it's across the region, actually, that these extreme rainfalls that we see are not being picked up by models. So that's why, again, I repeat, whenever we give a prediction, whether it's, we don't normally give prediction in terms of volume of rainfall, but the excessive rainfall alert that we issued on Friday indicated for the potential of 2 to 4 inches or higher to occur now. Again, what we got was 10.8 inches. So certainly no model predicted that. When we went for the 2 to 4, actually we were doing better than the model, because the model was telling us about 1 to 2 inches would have fallen. We went for 2 to 4, given the possibility that the model could be wrong, and we got 10.8 inches. So it's just what it is. Models are like an estimate. They have a lot of assumptions, and they won't always predict the exact amount of rainfall that you get.
Motorists were held up for more than 5 hours at mile 45 on the George Price Highway near Mount Pleasant Creek after floodwaters overtopped the roadway Saturday. Chief Engineer Evandale Moody said they measured about 2 feet of water at the location.
The water had risen to approximately 24 inches above the existing road level, and it was moving at a high velocity across the highway. Where the flooding occurred on the George Price Highway is where exactly we're expecting to build a new bridge structure, which we were contemplating on opening that area this week, because we had already constructed a diversion on the left-hand side going east towards Belize City. And so now we have to relook at that, because we have had some damages to the diversion.
Was that anticipated, those damages?
The existing road itself only has 3 1.2 meter diameter culverts. And so on the diversion, we had installed multiple culverts. I think we had about 6 or 8 culverts there in anticipation of the rainfall. But bear in mind that this rainfall was far more intense than what we had expected to occur. And so that basically overtopped the existing highway and overtopped the diversion and created that problem there. So the volume of water that was there exceeded both what is along the highway and also what is in the diversion. So it wasn't really expected, but it's something that we have to deal with now.
Does that require any revision to your design, the road design?
No, in terms of the road design, the new bridge structure will be at 2.5 meters higher than the existing road. And that area will now become a bridge. Right now, as I said, it only has 3 culverts. And so we are creating a new bridge pathway where the flooding occurred. And so we don't expect that will occur again once we build this new bridge structure.
When do you plan to open the diversion?
Based on the damages that has occurred over the weekend, we will have to meet with the contractor, which we're doing this morning, to reconstruct that area and also to add more culverts to that diversion. So it will take us another 2 or 3 weeks for us to get that back in place. And then we'll be able to shift traffic over to the diversion and then start excavating that road section for us to start driving piles for the new bridge.
And we asked him to weigh in on what may have contributed to the flooding. He says that while drainage upkeep may have played a role, he believes the larger issue is recent deforestation.
It has occurred in the area that I live in, Bamopan, and my drains are clean. I believe that, yes, it may have a little impact in terms of the cleaning of the drains, but as you may be aware, those drains in Bamopan are very large capacity drains. And so from what I've seen, because it's affecting the highway, it's the deforestation and clearing that is happening around Bamopan that is sending an excessive amount of runoff passing through Bamopan. And these are deforestation that are happening on the outskirts. Yes, the drains in Belmopan are large. However, you have to take into consideration that the rainfall event and the intensities and the duration that we're having in terms of rainfall are much longer as well. And so that is creating more water coming down, more runoff coming down into these drains that maybe now does not have the capacity to accommodate the amount of runoff that is passing through. Because the area that I live in, those drains were at maximum capacity. And so it had to spill over onto the street because the drains are so full. But I've never seen rainfall in that volume before, honestly. It's a possibility that things are happening outside of Belmopan that are creating that excessive runoff into the city and passing through the city. I'm not sure if you've seen some video footage of water coming along the Hummingbird Highway, passing Caribbean Tires by Showgrounds. All that water is trying to get to the Roaring Creek. And so there are tributaries and there are small drains that split off the main drain. And those are the drains that were at full capacity, trying to get to the Roaring Creek to empty into that section.
Jeremy Enriquez is taking the government of Belize to court over the prolonged vacancy in the office of the Ombudsman. The post has been without a substantive holder for more than 6 months, following the end of Major Gilbert Swazo's term in December. Enriquez spoke about his decision to file a constitutional claim.
Yes, we have a case on July 21st against the Attorney General for the failure of the government to fill that important post of the Ombudsman. There is no way in the Constitution that a government can decide in and of their own selves that we can delay and not have an ombudsman. That is not right, and therefore we want the court to set that right so that it does not happen again. Please, even though there is move to turn it into a human rights office, that should not prevent the people during that process to have an access to an ombudsman. In fact, the big flaw was that they terminated the former ombudsman without even having someone in place. That should not have happened. It is like saying, well, we will not have a governor general. Let us wait on because we're going to try to figure out what the role will be, or we will not have a minister in his office, or we will not have anybody. We will not have Auditor General. We will not have these key positions until we decide when we are ready. That cannot happen, and that is unconstitutional, and therefore they cannot come up with those kinds of excuses. Yes, we have a case on July 21st against the Attorney General for the failure of the government to fill that important post of the Ombudsman. There is no way in the Constitution that a government can decide in and of their own selves that we can delay and not have an ombudsman. That is not right, and therefore we want the court to set that right so that it does not happen again. Please, even though there is move to
Because expressed frustration that the general public, especially unions and civil society organizations, have been mostly silent about the situation. And that brings us to the end of our morning news update here inside the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. I am sure you know what this means. Well, we are taking a small break. You know that happens, but it means that we are just about ready to open up for conversation right here inside the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes here on Crumb Radio and on XTV. We'll be right back. We're not going away. Thanks.
Informative, accurate, current information. Krem's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
This is the general. They just coming again. Yeah, yeah. They just won. They just yo, yo. Hey. Take it low, 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 take it low. Then you wine right there, take your time right there. You doing fine right there. You blow my mind right there. Take it low, take it low, take it low.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We're back. It is Tuesday morning, the 14th of July, 2026. I'm Mose Hyde. We have completed the preliminaries, which means we can now get down to the business of conversation. And you know how that works. We are looking forward to getting you on board and hearing what's going on with you this morning. And I know you're there wondering to yourself, well, what's going on? Well, we are hosting the show remotely this morning. If you're looking at us on XTV, it is very clear that we're not there in the house, a zinc fence. And we're not. We are hosting remotely, but it's still the same rules, and you could still hear us. And most importantly, we can hear you when you call. Now, the telephone line is different. It is not the 280-5848. Let me repeat that. Mix up the one number. 280-5848. That's not the number. Today's number is my cell phone number. WhatsApp calls do work. It's 672-4770. We do ask of you, if you hear that somebody's on the line speaking with us, not to call, because what you will do is unintentionally you are going to have us cut the call. We have our first call of the morning. Krem, good morning. WUB. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Where you going? Your thinking ability.
Yeah, because sometimes when I sit down back at the class, I feel like I miss certain things. So I like, just make I call my ball and make I say, let's see if you could give me a clarification or find understanding and I try to figure out.
But you want this to happen publicly, apparently, because you realize you could if there's something with the trouble, you could always call me on the day. But no, you have to specify that you want it to be publicly done. That's where you're coming from.
Well, I believe we'll be on the air, right?
Yes, you are.
All
right.
Yeah, I think we got to live with that. Right?
Yeah, fine.
We are getting with our credit due, but we try to understand something.
Me
don't want me that. Just the people in Joe.
What? The meteorologist, yes.
Yeah, right, correct, good. But the second time this thing happened, we thought the prediction is not accurate. They say, they admit to tell me that the equipment when I got sometimes put you off too. It not come directly predicted. Right? In a any storm or any weather when it come. But I the water levels have been upon, and I realize that in the days growing up upon them at the high grounds, the city get flood. So now I said to myself, just imagine when I leave in the country, second time happen orange walk, you know. When the people are going home 5 o'clock and they say yes, I leave rain.
Actually, excuse me. Actually, it's the third time because it happened Orange Walk, and then it happened recently down south. Remember that happened very recently when we had that flooding taking place down on the Gong Hope Creek going into the whole Pomona area. You had significant flooding that took place. Remember that?
Yeah, and then we got on is that on this highway, we're gonna go upon. Then they explain to you that what part they say that was a problem. Over they put a bridge there. All right, we understand all that. Right? They build an next road to divert, but then they say one, you have to go back to the draw table. Two, the pan drain get full. And the pan drain, I don't know if you know the pan drain, then I don't play a drain. You know what I'm saying? Most what they say is that at the end of the day, if the prediction half like that every time, well, this is how we are stuck in the side of the city and can't move.
So a couple of things, break. So a couple of things. Let me just throw this at you quickly. One, we're going to have the Chief Met Officer at around 8 o'clock as our guest. So we'll get to talk to the person that's in charge of forecasting the weather. And we will get, so we'll get some questions in that regard. Secondly, before I give you my thoughts on that, I'm glad that you called and give me an opportunity for do some housekeeping. One, people, mark the date. We are counting down days to the Belize Diaspora Summit 3.0 is taking place next week. It's the July 23rd, 24th to 25th. And it is the event that was held in Los Angeles, this first edition. The second edition was held in Florida. This time they're calling it Homecoming, and we are proud to be a collaborators, official partner for that event. We are committed to promoting a healthy, vibrant, connected, growing relationship from strength to strength with Belizeans at home, Belizeans abroad. And we think it's an absolutely fantastic idea that they're now bringing the event in its third edition here at the Grand Resort, and we will be bringing you day-to-day coverage of that event right here on Creme Radio and on XTV. Let that be known. That is happening. And put that on your calendar, and we're going to be giving you more information, of course, when it comes to that. Secondly, we got to mention that to remind you people, you good people who don't mind having a bit of shake your waist in the summer, that the Super G birthday concert, crowning Super G concert, is going to be taking place on August the 8th. It was originally scheduled for his actual birthday, which was his actual birthday is actually the 12th. But the event was scheduled for the 11th, and he would have actually come on when his birthday would have been Sunday morning. But that event is scheduled for August 8th. And of course, we've been telling you for a while, all the grand performers, and it's delayed, but it's not denied. And then, of course, right up your alley, sir, the barbecue sale, Creme Radio fundraising, third edition happens next week, Friday, the 24th of July. And it was confirmed, Brick, that the prices remain the same despite the fact that, prices have gone up for chicken. Well, the price remained the same. $12 for chicken, $16 for chicken lamb with sausage combo, Italian sausage. And you got anything else to say in that regard before we talk about flooding and all of that? No MSN, no MSG, no additives, no preservatives. Red kidney beans, that the thing no baked beans out and no pan. We deal with it the Ital way. Coleslaw, flour tortilla made with extreme expertise and with love. And I don't know, dry up flour tortilla. You want to get everything up on a A+ level. And we not say that because that we to make it. We say that because the people, the hundreds who have tried it before, have confirmed this. This are not we do.
Homemade tortilla, homemade.
We know that this are not self-recommendation. All we do that give you the user review, right? And the user review, they say the thing spectacular. That's 5-star, A+. Then are the kind of grades we get, and we will maintain it to that level. It's best you order, so that if we promotion to you, you don't wait until then if you feel hungry and say you want. That could be problematic, right, sir?
Yep. You got it right.
All right. Rick, on the matter of it's alarm bells are going off at one level, which is, I guess, natural. You got political people, especially with municipal elections coming up next year. You know how it go. It's the nature of the beast. People are trying to see how they can make their points. Can't stop that. But this thing is bigger and deeper than that. The alarm bells are going off. The alarm bells that are going off, they say, weather become more unexpected. You know, we are in the hurricane season, and so everybody worry about a storm on category 5. But what these incidents of flooding the Telway is that you get Hamburg without a hurricane. You will face serious damage, and you will face serious expenses if you not change how you're doing things. we seem to be in our mode that, I guess maybe because we watch a lot of Fox TV and we watch a lot of American TV and we watch a lot of the nonsense where some of their people have been saying we feel like climate change and nonsense. We feel like we don't have to study that. We that I know. Yeah. When everybody said that, you hear President Trump, they say you hear when they say on Fox, all of them think that those hocus pocus. Okay, hocus pocus where you the feel when water they drop on you, we never drop on you before. Because as you have mentioned, the place that we have often thought about, we probably run to if lot of water, if any big hurricane they come, the place where we think about when we think about, okay, high ground, safe, good drainage, we don't want to get hamburg. The place where we got in mind as being the primary spot for take one leave refuge, just take one lick overnight.
I think about the make loud, but that they listen to me. The ground where we say stay for the high ground for me, that they are information they come from.
Listen to me. We're not to tell you about no 2 days, 3 days worth of rain, you know, bro. We're not to tell you about no 1 week of rain cause this, you know, bro. That may just slam bam boom 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 and what the river they on top of Belmopan, you know, bro. In fact, when I got up Saturday morning and I start see the video, I say, wait, hold up, wait. But that wasn't video actually the show because I just see. Okay, so these alarm bells are going off. You can't. One thing with nature. That's one thing you can't lip service. Because if your pants not there good, if your belt not tight, when nature comes through, that one drop down. And I think what we are seeing is that despite all this talk about, we got the climate change conferences, and I'm speaking, bro, because I put in the work before climate change become more sexy thing to talk about. Thanks to the work of the support of the former director of the 5 Cs, Dr. Kenrick Leslie. He basically make it a business, say, yo, we don't care you, so you could come back and say, this are the real. So I spend nearly about almost a decade going to the conference and hearing all what everybody got to say. Come back and say, yo, man, and say, it's not a Hollywood thing, you know. It's not a Hollywood thing like you want to face. No, what happened to you is that the weather becomes so unstable and unpredictable, you want to get sucker punch. You don't want to see it come, you want to get sucker punch. What happened over the weekend, I mean, a sucker punch, if I am to use a metaphor for it. And sucker punches are going to be the order of the day. So if you go on like you was playing lip service to the thing, and I think it's absolutely, we had the conversation after the flooding down south. Will Mejia called in. We spoke on this matter. He said, yo, and this was foretold. This was, listen, if you're cut down and you're the deforest yourself, the impact of the water, the rainfall and the unpredictability of it will hit you hard. And so if we want to have one small petty conversation about it, but I now realize that there are alarm bells to go off. And we will have to say what I feel important for though. And one of the things I want to put to the chief met officer this morning is put that monka water at areas where not as high and got the kind of drainage. Put that in other areas as one kind of modeling and see what would have been the impact if they are monka water, they may drop the port. What may be the impact if they are monka water, they drop in some of maybe the low coastal areas in the Corozal district. Put their monka water and see what it would have meant if they are monka water drop in the hills outside San Ignacio and Santa Elena. Model it and see what would be the implications and see if we really and truly ready for some of these are overnight events that will become the order of the that are becoming the order of the day. Like we can't get only small conversation about this. Ultimately, we give thanks that Nobody get injured, at least to the best of my understanding. We didn't lose anybody. Yes, we have damage, and that is significant. But we have to now look and say, what we to do? Whether somebody simple thing that what we to do? We want to make it that we take a greater lick than we have to take. Where they go on with the where they go on with the practices of deforesting? Where they go on with the practices of how we are designing and building roads, and are we factoring in that things don't change, bro? So I think that's the big conversation. I think it's the only conversation to have if we want to act intelligently. That's my response to you, sir.
I just sit and I watch it and I tell myself, this is dangerous and this is bigger than we see it. And that is something, because the man say in less than 12 hours, the place me normal, no. In less than 12 hours, that no kind of time. And I recall and I tell myself, I couldn't recall orange WUB, that these are between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. The people, while we are normal and they get clouds, the people they and vehicle float.
Bro, I was on a trip going to Corozal Town that same evening. So I know what happened. I know what the experience was. We saw it. Like, we had no idea that that's what we were driving into. Like, we went in like when we reach yeah. Listen. It never made it rain in that city. That when we start hit wrong Sun Hill, Gardenia area, then the rain, and then when we look up, I said, bro, we go into a black hole. Yeah. Listen, we gone through that. When we hit through Carmelita, boy, watch out, we can't see road. So I think at the end of the day, these alarm bells are going off, and intelligent people and intelligent leaders will understand and not take, there's a saying, one of my bedroom used to like say, not take 2 hours for 60 minutes. And I think that we don't want to get caught in that. We the gays, and then we do the same foolishness where we feel like we could get through it. Cause we always feel like we could get through with certain things, right? Like, nobody talk about climate change, but we are bob and weave. You can't bob and weave the new reality. And the alarm bells are saying that to you. I think it's important. Like I said, we are going to be having a conversation in a few with the chief met officer. But overall, like, these things, and indeed, they have been saying it. The experts have been saying it to us. Whether or not we understand what it really means, I think we start to get it.
Before I go on, my main concern, I don't have a problem with these people putting out the message. But my reality is that to get the message meant it for the real grassroots, because these are the people who's going to be affected eventually. But I don't have a problem. I just always say, reach the grassroots people. I streets every day, and you ask some grassroots people, like, they didn't care about that. They didn't bother about it, because like that didn't happen here, and they're not connected. It's very important because some of the grassroots people they live panic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then one of the things is that we don't want, which it would and could reach to that, and then we go back to the same conversation like this. It just sometimes people beat up.
All right, but all right, I think your point is important, and we have done a lot of like I'm telling you, like that basically what I tried to do, and I know they put it on me, like, I don't try to big me up or nothing like that. I just to say that, if we make you understand that the purpose of the work that never for me, like, just they go about and they high fly all over the place. That, like, if you say, we have to bring down their understanding here to a level part people where might not really understand the science and all of that. For making so bring it down to nitty gritty where people could say, oh, that they go on, that they happen. So we're talking on in terms there, and we understand their limitations. I feel though that the problem where we have, and part of it, of course, is that the populace, the public, have to understand what's on the line for make them able to keep pressure upon the policymakers and the people who make decisions and the people who run things. To make them not act simple and ignore what are the reality. And the reality is that you can't do things halfway in a den time now. And you can't do simple things like start to just, we have the opportunity to look for other countries and realize that we still have, like when you drive through, when you drive through Hummingbird, right? When you drive through Hummingbird, we take for granted that when we go through there, when we look on the left and the right, especially when you get into the hills of Hummingbird, right? You look on the left and the right, and you see the hills, or what we call mountains. Not really mountains, but when you see the hills, they're full of vegetation, right? Then green, and beautiful. One of the most beautiful rides you could take in this country that through the Hummingbird. But no in our iffy vehicle, you don't want to buck down through there. But your ride could make it, you go through. Yeah. But bro, you have countries, you got places where you could go in the world, where even if I think in the region, when you go through those areas where we look upon in a Hummingbird, you go through the areas that you don't see vegetation, bro. In fact, where you see that clearing off of all the hillsides and hilltops, either for build development, houses and what have you, or in some instances, so they could start to maybe do cattle or do whatever type of livestock or do whatever agriculture, but then cut down everything. Then countries there take lick. So we because we kind of, with our young country in that regard, we don't really cut down anything there yet like that. We got the opportunity now for not to be stupid. But boy, Brick, we are stupid seem to be lovers. Because even though everything they set away, I don't bother with that now. If you could have do that 100 years ago, but this is not the time to play that. Boy, we look like we the run that down. Like we want shave. You don't want barber, right? Like we want barber down all our hilltop there now. We want barber down everything. And a serious problem. I want serious problem. We have to understand it. But give thanks. I have on full Tuesday. We got guests we are line up with the way. So we have to go to 2 Cents Scam. 2 Cents Scam is sponsored by 4th Point Security. And come back. We should have a guest in the house. We'll be back.
You're watching WUB, this is XTV. Big respect to our sponsors, 4 Point Security. And we're going around the city talking to some of the fishermen about the sarcasm. We already show you guys that in San Pedro, they affect way cars. Now it's here in the city. So we find out the people in 2 cents. How do you feel about the sarcasm?
I don't mind it. It's annoying, but it's not going to make me cancel my trip. I've seen.
I hope you affect you as fisherman.
Well, the sarcasm affect you as fisherman. Because when you drive, you can mess up a machine, you can mess up a propeller, because it's stuck in your machine, and the least seed there for the sarcasm go up in your impeller of your machine, and you can break up your machine.
Something like a good plant and so, but not good for the fish then. Right? Good to plant fish, I think, but you human being, like you smell it and give a high smell and so you think, I think to save yourself, sometimes you have to really, if you go put that for plant and so, the fish and so you kill and so, I think we chase all the bait and the fishes.
Alright, there you're 2 cents.
Heavy
sarcasm.
I first time I see it, and I don't know about it. But if you not get it out the water, you gonna destroy with water, and then you kill all the fishes them.
Alright, there you're 2 cents.
Yes.
Every great job starts at Brothers Habet with the best supplies and the right support, including free delivery on site, so you can focus on the job. Brothers Habet, working with contractors since 1983.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
El evento de fútbol más grande del mundo por fin llegó y Smart te invita a vivir toda la emoción del mundial. Antes de que empiece cada partido, predice quién se lleva la victoria. Entre más predicciones hagas, más oportunidades acumulas. Suma un punto cuando le aciertes al equipo ganador y si le atinas al marcador exacto, obtienes hasta 4 puntos. La persona con más puntos al terminar el mundial se lleva $2,500 en efectivo. Y eso no es todo. También habrá premios semanales durante toda la competencia. Además, el líder de los cuartos de final se lleva un paquete completo para armar su Watch Party. Participa directamente desde la app de Smart por solo 50 centavos por participación. Las predicciones estarán disponibles del 1 de junio al 18 de julio del 2026. No solo veas el mundial, vívelo con Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Today will be the inauguration of the backup water system. This will be able to assist the Pomona Water Board to expand, and if they get breakdown with the current system, this can also be a backup. There are times when, especially in the dry season, when the current system might run low or might run dry, and that by itself creates a problem to fetch water. So we are hopeful that if this is not used as much right now, when the other system runs low, this will kick in.
We must ensure that people have access to clean, safe, potable water, just like everybody else across this country. What you see here today is an investment of over $160,000. It includes all the pipes that you see here. We also have other accessories. We have a backup generator. We have the solar system. And we also have a booster pump.
The most difficult part that hinders development is the access of water. We have reduced significantly the amount of people that were deprived from accessing a basic need such as water.
I am elated, very happy to be here, receiving the system. I think everybody would be very happy, very happy.
When we call it, we have no water, no nothing. That was an empty spot, but it's home now. They have a pipe right out there, so it's still okay, just that we had to reach up to get the water. I cannot wait to have it reach to our door.
Belize is growing, and as our nation grows, so does the demand for electricity and new energy solutions. More homes, more businesses, more opportunities. BEL continues to strengthen the system that supports this growth, reinforcing infrastructure and solidifying capacity, preparing for what's ahead, ensuring reliable service for homes, for businesses, and for communities across Belize. Keeping the lights on every single day. Belize Electricity Limited. Prepared for growth, prepared for Belize.
Catoo's Trucking is the one place that can handle all your concrete mix needs. 50-pound sandbags, white sand, sand and gravel, river sand, black dirt, clay and landfill, washed white sand, concrete mix and limestone. We also do land clearing, road construction, and excavation. For all your building and home projects, visit us at mile 14 on the Philip Golson Highway. Call or WhatsApp at 673-1118, 671-9199, or 661-5863. We're open Mondays to Saturdays. Our prices are so good you can't get a better deal anywhere. Catoo's Trucking, where we do things right.
When the power goes out, life is disrupted. Be prepared and keep your home powered up with a generator from Benquip. We carry brands such as Honda, Kohler, and JCB. Schedule your installation, maintenance, and assessment to keep your generator ready and waiting to protect your family and home the next time the power fails. Stay in control of your power with a generator from Benquip. Equipment, parts, service.
You're up against some tough challenges. But not all heavy-duty lubricants can handle the pressure. Until now. Introducing Ridgeline Lubricants. A homegrown solution engineered right here to solve the hurdles you face every day. Backed by experts who understand the ups and downs of where you're operating and what's at stake. Specially formulated to protect your equipment so you can push past grueling hours, heavy loads, and harsh conditions to reach for greater productivity. Ridgeline Lubricants. Long live your equipment.
babina hanuma, wabina hapunta ah. Eh, babina hanuma, babina hanuma, wabina hapunta ah. Eh, babina hanuma, babina hanuma, wabina hapunta ah. Eh, babina hanuma, babina hanuma, wabina hapunta ah. Gimme more.
Morning Vibes. I am hosting remotely today, but we have traffic, that's for sure. And traffic at this point in time comes from the historic, spectacular village of Gales Point, Manatee. And they will tell us why they had to get some airtime today. So I want to say good morning and welcome to my Manatee people. We have with us the chairlady Nadine Moore, and then we have Brother Kevin Andrew, who is involved with the wildlife organization there in Gales Point. So we got to say good morning and welcome to you both. Great having you here on the WB.
Good morning and thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to be here. So this weekend, Saturday, July 18th, we will have in our first Cultural Village Festival. It is, as we are now recognized as on the UNESCO representative list of intangible cultural heritage. It will be a day to celebrate culture.
Yeah, you'll have to cut your. Yeah, somebody's phone is going off, so you'll have to cut your phone. Somebody's phone is ringing off, so please. Huh? Yeah. All right, tell him no call right now, all right, we still get somebody calling you. You have to cut them and tell them back off for the phone. Like we're mentioning right now, we have with us Outer Gales Point man, and we have the chairlady. We want to apologize. We had our phone ringing off. Is ringing off? Can you turn down your device or whatever it is you're listening to? That has to be turned off. Can you? All right. We good? No, we good? I'm still hearing. Yes, I'm still hearing some device in the background. You can just turn on the volume. Yeah, since the phone ring. Things don't get crazy with it.
Yes, the device is down. Sorry about that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so our village day will be our cultural festivities where we will celebrate our culture as we are now part of on the UNESCO representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. So we want to celebrate our culture and teach the younger generation a way of life which defines Gales Point. We are here to share our heritage with the world. So everyone is welcome to join us. We will have our cultural demonstration. We will showcase our coconut oil making, the basket weaving, the drum making, and of course the sailing kindola and canoe races will be on the water. So we have cultural entertainment by the cultural group, the standby dancers. We will have the coconut husking challenge, one of a kind challenge where you husk the coconut, chip the coconut, and grate the coconut. So that is a challenge. And we will also have the dynamo tournament. For the kids zone, we will have the trampoline and the bouncy house and the ice cream station. And we will have the samba starting at 7 until, and which we will end with a grand dance at the community center. So we have a fun day of activities for everyone to come, the kids, for the whole family to come and enjoy a girls' birthday here in the village on July 18th.
All right, so somebody has the device up. Somebody has a volume.
Somebody has a volume that I'm hearing the echo.
All right, so this is WB. Let me just quickly. So tell me about the food.
So we will have our cultural food: the shingding, the crab soup, the fire hot rice and beans, the fire hot boil up, and of course fried fish, game meat. All our cultural food will be on display for sale as well. We have the tableta, the potato pong, cassava cake, everything traditional here in Gales Point. So look out for everything Gales Point on that day with the food.
No, Mr. Andrew, I mentioned that I don't want to set me up with the food. You know, people like when they have them days.
When we're talking about concert, I represent the conservation with
Mr. Andrew, I realize that you have your device up. Or somebody have a device up.
I just have a phone call.
All right. Somebody have one device up. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So our conservation, and then the reason, right, for sustainable development. So in other words, when we're talking about the sailing, the traditional sailing, the King Dola from in the 16th century, you know, that was the only transportation from here to Belize. A person gets sick like 12 o'clock, you got to be skillful sailor to get you from here to Belize. You know, we don't have any doctors and so in those time, right? And we call it the King Dola. But now people, we use it just to race, right? The big rig, the small rig, and you guys will see that out there. In the olden days, people use it for a living. So you have to go out every day to fish. And then you use the small rig to fish every day. That is like your daily work. And then on the Easter time, you will come out and see which dory is the fastest, who is the most skillful sailor, and then you put your big rig. 3 person get in it, and then you. And so now we have 2 of them right now. We have Sanja and we have Martin. We're trying to bring back Wolfridge. Wolfridge was dory that Mr. Walter Goff and Mr. Barley cut the wood, and then Mr. Jimmy Dyer was the one that finished it and built it, right? That was one of the whole wood and one of the whole dory that we still have. We try to save it right now. And so, but I don't know if we'll make this race, but we'll bring it back. Then also, we have something that we call a side keel. Side keel is something you learn to build and sail. After you've mastered side keel, you will get the skills. Then you can go into King Dola. You start from your young with the small rig. But right now we have some of the youth that master that, man, and my son is the world champion for that right now. Then we have people like Leonard Myers and John Moore, which is now the best, and then we have Robert and Gregory them in their range. But like me, I am the professor in the school, you know. I started teaching, so I could knock my chest. Everybody afraid for me, I live at the cemetery, so I'm not afraid of nobody going out the ceiling. Now, when we're talking about Gales Point Manatee, right? Now, Gales Point Manatee, how we get the name? Gales Point Manatee, we say the manatee in the water, the pint out in Southern Lagoon, right? It's an area, one of Gales Point is a area that you see, you have the sea, we have the lagoon, we have the mountain, and the river, 4 things in one. I don't know if you will find that in Belize, 4 in 1, right? And then when you look up that we have the largest population of those manatees that we get the name from, which is really good, right? And then as I say, the mother tongue, where you find, we say, okay, Gale Spike Manatee, Gale Real Spalaran, Malaran, Nalaran, Tillery, your Gale Spajant Mazan, and PG. So you learn that because in those olden days, now you see like right now, Mose, if the catch we got we tied up, I have to talk Gimbridge to you to free yourself. So where you come from, we don't have to say it, we will say it in Gimbridge and I will communicate to you. Then we still have the sinkhole, which I want people to get in that sinkhole, you know, you get in that sinkhole. If you got pain in your knee, that will straight out. Then you will learn the mother tongue because those old ancestors used to go in there. So they know the mother tongue. So you will see all of that and many more.
That sounds good. I love here that obviously Manatee has such cultural value and, you know, beautiful. But you kind of dance on my thing about the food. Anybody who know me know that we don't want to play no game. We don't want you to give no false advertising with the food. So if you say we don't want to crab soup, chair lady, Mr. Andrew, not giving no false advertising.
I will ask you, you remember when we have one thing long time with Prem the Crab Fest?
That's a long time ago.
Nah, you know, I wish you me there make we go catch some of the crab and watch how the boy catch it with the hand and everything at the sack, you know. When I say we have to go there.
So crab the run right now?
Crab the run, man. I tell you last night the crab they look for run me off at the beach. A lot of them big bow.
So now, chair lady, why I not hear no audio problem now? Because I put your audio per mute. So it mean that you give me problem with this audio in the background. I know Brother Andrew. That's why when we know the year. So anytime I try put you up, I get the background noise. I don't know that where it come from. I don't know if you have on your TV. I know you got on your radio. I don't know if you got on your computer. But something they on when they give me that, my sister. And I really want to hear you, but see what when I carry up your audio. See?
Okay.
Once I carry up your audio, I get that problem. So make we try resolve that. So, Brother Andrew, the event, just give me a rundown. The event starts at what time? Like until what time? We know that everything. We probably sinkhole, by the way. I never gone at the sinkhole yet.
Sinkhole, the right front of Mr. Raymond Barrow place. From Mr. Raymond Barrow. Uncle of the farmer, the old Mr. Dean, they're right there, right in front of his property. But you know it's for everybody because it's out of Bung in so you go right there, not too far from me. It's a walking distance. And we got more than one. We have the real one that when somebody push you in it, bile you up so you can't stay down in that hole. When you jump in, you bile up, so you stay right up there. Small, you know, you catch your knee height and you go down and you float.
Sure.
So everybody going that hole always want to return back. But as I tell you, that in the olden days, the people assuming that hole is something that you go and take your bath to heal you. So good. You have pain, everything relief, right? So that is a hole that we need to study on Mose. But when we take tourists in that, they don't want to come out.
No,
stay in that hole. But I know it good because I got pain in my knee and I gone in there a few times. I know I could jump up, I could beat anybody for basketball as I believe. But I make you feel strong. So after you don't swim and go in that hole.
But Andrew, you're a very bossy fellow. You're the boss about your basketball, you're the boss about your sailing, you're the boss, you're very bossy. But when I left that alone for now, make we deal with some of the fundamentals. What kind of music you got out there? Because you can't go on a big cultural fest day and not got music. What kind of Charlie, I still get the audio problem from you. I'm really sorry. I really want to hear from you, but I'll try you again.
Is it still there?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
I am hearing you. The problem is that I am hearing myself echoing when when I put your audio on. So what I want to do, that shut up and then just let you make you talk right now. So me shut up 1, 2, 3, you go.
Okay, so our cultural festival, we will have entertainment by Ernest and DJ Frank for the day, because we did not book a live entertainment. But however, we will have our cultural drumming all day. We will have drummers. Mr. Emmett, the master drummer, will be out there. We'll have cultural drummers all day. We will have music through our DJ system, and of course we will have lots of food and drinks will be out there. We will have the kids zone as well, the trampoline and the bouncy house. We will have full day of fun activities, lime and spoon. We will have the sack race, lime and spoon. The sailing regatta race will be there. Canoe race. We will have coconut husking challenge, where we'll get to husk the coconut, chip the coconut, and grate the coconut. So we welcome all to participate in that. We will have a big dynamo tournament right out there, and then we will open with an opening ceremony. After that, we go into the demonstration of the coconut oil making, the basket weaving, the drum making, and the coconut oil making.
Let me ask you this, lady. What are the arrangements for transportation? We know that a lot of people who have Gale Point roots don't necessarily live in the village right now, and people who would want to go and enjoy the day. Is there any provision being made for transportation?
Yes, we have Miss Marjorie Usher will be taking a bus, a charter. Her number is 600-8206. The bus will leave at 7:30 and return back at 4 p.m. The bus will leave from KC Supermarket on Mahogany Street. So Miss Marjorie Usher, her number is 600-8206.
So transportation set, and tell me, I would assume, but you have to say these things to people, that I imagine that you are going to get support from the Belize Police Department. You're going to have adequate security. Tell me about that.
Yes, we have enough security for the day. We will have police in the village for the day and for the dance as well. So we have enough security for the day. So I would like to thank our sponsors, PAC, ISCR Niche, the Regatta Harbor Committee, the Belize Port Authority, Travelers, Mejias United, and of course UNFPA will be on board as well.
So tell me something, will the food be at a specific spot, or is it like all over the village? Or I don't know, you feel like I'm a really greedy brethren, but I don't really greedy brethren. Tell me where the food and so on there.
Everything will be in one location. So we will have the entrance there at the pier. All the food will be in a central location, so all the stall will set up at that area. Entertainment and all the cultural booths will set up in one area at the pier.
And just as a reminder, so they know, we've been showing the flyer on the screen. This event is taking place this coming Saturday, the 18th of July, right?
Yes, 18th of July in Gales Point, Manatee. We will charge a $3 entrance fee.
All right. Let me just get a little before we guys wrap. But Andrew, you say that you're a part of I guess conservation environmental organization. Can you tell me a little bit about that and what it is you do?
Well, I'm the chairman of the Gale Point Wildlife Sanctuary, which we established the 14th of August 98, to protect the critical and threatened species, especially the manatee and the sea turtle, and educate people about it. And also we venture into conservation mixed with our culture, venture into tourism. In other words, that when we have a guest, we give them all of that. You see the sambai that we're talking about, the music. Then you see the traditional King Dola. You see how the livelihood of the village. you know, the whole traditional way of living. Then we give you a village tour. Village tour will be like tell about the village, the leadership, the first village council that formed in 1942 and the one 1950 that Cleopatra White first register under the Nurse Association, that they understand, because at that time you never have no government agent control village. That from that time we have leadership. And then we tell them about the language, just like what people use the Gimrich and does the Creole language, you know, and the different area that you can visit. Like right now, when you ask where the location out here, part of it we call the Battlefield Park. That is where the olden people used to come and have all the activity in the olden days, and then you could go into the sink hole. And so these area are traditional area that we make note of from the pier down to that area, you know, the whole culture, and that is here long from way back in the 17th century, you know.
All
so things like that we teach people about. And then well, we have the Manatee man fully that in charge of dealing with the Manatee, educate people. I do the turtle work, but right now we are out to tag turtle. We tag turtle every year. Just go show the student how to find them, the nest, and then we send all of those data to the government that they can make policy and guideline to, you know, and educate visitors.
All right. Let me take this opportunity to, as we're wrapping up, Chair, is there any specific purpose for raising the funds? Is there some things that will be a part of that are priority areas that, you know, you would be using this kind of support for?
Yes, we will be used to support after this fundraiser to combat erosion. We want to build a staking by the pier area where the erosion is taking over right now, and we want to combat that. We want to fill up that area and to extend it out so that the erosion does not come closer to wash away the land. So this is a fundraiser for us to start combating the erosion problem in Gales Point.
All right. Well, I want to thank you both, Chairlady Nadine Moore from Gales Point Manatee, or Brother Kevin Andrew. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Kevin. All right. Are you hearing me, Brother Andrew? Are you hearing me? All right. You're not hearing me. But I want to thank you both for joining me this morning, and of course we want to just encourage everybody. The Manatee Day, the cultural day, everything in a one day. The Manatee this coming Saturday. You know what? Miss out on it. Absolutely not. So make sure make plans, go on out, enjoy that we will call all in a one. You want to get full belly, you want to get some fun, you could take some swim, you could cool off and all of that, you could learn history, you could learn culture, and then of course you could always shake up your foot and shake your waist. You know that thing that could happen stand by yourself in the evening time. So thank you both for joining me this morning.
All those weeks to Gales Point Manatee. Thank you.
All right. I want to thank you both. We're going to take a break and come back. We'll have more traffic going on. So please stick around and stay tuned to WB Wigglebilly's Morning Vibes.
It is a distinct honor to be here in Belize for the launch of the Caribbean Development Bank's Basic Needs Trust Fund 11th program, BNTF 11. For more than 4 decades, BNTF has stood as one of the bank's most visible and impactful instruments for community-based poverty reduction. Here in Belize, the legacy is clear. Over the past 25 years, BNTF has completed 79 sub-projects in vulnerable communities at an estimated cost of $23.79 million United States dollars. Through BNTF 11, we have begun a new cycle of investments. This investment of more than $5.2 million United States dollars represents far more than approved financing. It represents a renewed commitment
BNTF has supported transformative investments in education, water and sanitation, community infrastructure, livelihoods, and social development. Through BNTF 11, we have an opportunity to build on that legacy by ensuring that our investments respond directly to the needs of our people, particularly the most vulnerable among us.
The new school building has made a huge difference for me and my classmates. The improvement to our school have made our learning environment cleaner, safer, and more comfortable. Thank you to the Caribbean Development Bank, with the Social Investment Fund, the government, and everyone else who helped.
No one must be left behind. Not that child attending school in rural Toledo, not the farmer in Orange Rock, not the family in Corozal, not the communities that continue to face challenges accessing basic services.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
No one should be up at this time. If you're still up, it's not you, it's your mattress. Because the right mattress changes everything. Sherwood Bedding Luxury Resort Pillow Top Mattress. Sleep better, wake better. Available at Design Depot. All in one place.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together. Have a vision? We've got what you need. From idea to install, Brothers Habet. All your building needs under one roof.
This is the general. They just coming again. Yeah, yeah. They just won. They just yo. Hey, take it low, 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 take it low. Then you wine right there. Right there, you're doing fine right there. You blow my mind right there. Take it low, 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 take it low. Hey, babina hanuma, wabina punta ah. Hey, babina hanuma, wabina punta ah.
It all seems cool. Hanging on the street. No school to keep you back. No 8-to-5 job to hold you down. No responsibilities. Running things in your neighborhood. Guns, drugs, fame. Even the media calls your name like you're a big deal. Until you're lying on the street, dead. Your mother crying. Kids left without a father. 'Cause make no mistake, that's where you'll end up. Today, tomorrow, a year from now, 5 years from now. In Belize, when you choose to join a gang, there are only two things in your future. A hole in Lord Ridge or a cell at Kobe. Gang life is no life. Choose to live free and live right. A message from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Violence Prevention and Enforcement Unit.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarterfinal winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people weather.
Believes Morning Vibes, Tuesday morning, 14th of July, 2026. I'm hosting remotely today, but same show, same functioning, same format. Otherwise, that I know in the studio, we still the link, and well, the phone number is different. At this point in time, we've had a busy Tuesdays. Tuesdays is when we normally try to get in our guests, and this morning we have the chief meteorological officer. Meteorology officer in the house. I'd really blunder on that. We have with us Mr. Ronald Gordon, and we're very appreciative that he has taken the time out to join us. Of course, in light of what took place over the weekend in Belmopan and surrounding areas, it is very relevant, very timely. We're also in the middle of the hurricane season, so we appreciate the chance to have a small conversation here with the CMO, Mr. Gordon. Good morning to you, Mr. Gordon. Thanks for joining me, man.
Good morning, Mose. Good morning, Belize. A pleasure to be here.
No, so you've done a bit of interviews before this, looking at what happened in Belmopan. Essentially, the talking points that stand out, of course, is that this was a kind of a very intense event, intense rainfall event, and it unfortunately shows the limitations of the Met Office in dealing with forecasting how intense a system is going to be. You can say it's going to rain, but just break down for us what is so challenging about trying to figure out how actually intense it's going to be.
Okay, so just to put it in perspective, Mo, so we did realize that there was a potential for excessive rainfall at least one day before the event. So I want to put that out there. The Met Service, we issued an excessive rainfall watch on Friday, and we did indicate that the south, especially, but also central areas, saw the potential for excessive rainfall. When we issue an excessive rainfall watch or warning, we typically indicate 2 to 4 inches or higher. Because of the fact that we know that the models that we look at will indicate to us maybe a 1 to 2 inch event. And actually, that was what it was showing. All the models that we looked at, and we don't look at one model, the Euro, the GFS, the American model, as they call it, and several others that we have that are available to us. And they're giving us like 1 to 2 inches, but given that we have some local knowledge, we realized that this could potentially be more. So we went for about 2 to 4, and we indicated higher amounts locally. And of course, it's out there now. We saw what happened in a very small area in Belmopan and some surrounding communities. We recorded around 8 to 10 inches. In Belmopan, it was actually 10.8 inches. And I must repeat, very localized, because we had stations outside of that area recording the same 2 inches that we were predicting. So when you look at these global models, as we call them, they are so coarse that unfortunately they cannot pick up these very small, localized, extreme events. So we do have to be very fair and frank with the public. When we tell you excessive rainfall and we tell you 2 to 4 inches or more, listen to that or more, especially in the times that we live in. We are seeing these events happening more and more frequently, where you have very extreme rainfall in a very short duration of time in very localized areas.
What causes it to be so localized? Are we looking like just like a particular group of thunder cells? Is what it's called? It's just like just one extreme monster thunder cell causes just this very confined radius to be bombed with water, essentially?
Practically, yes. So what will happen here is what we call a mesoscale. I don't want to get too technical, convective system. And that's what exactly what you're saying. A group. It's not one though. So it's a group of thunderstorms developing over the same area and with limited movement. So it stays there. I think it happened from around midnight and it tapered off around midday. So it basically sat on that area for several hours, dumping intense amount of rainfall. If the conditions also were right, we had what I describe as a strong low-level jet. If you notice the topography in that area, they are the foothills of the Maya Mountain. So when you have that strong amount of air rushing in with a lot of moisture, it raises, because of the mountain, you get that lift, and lifting air, as we know from basic, well, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, lifting air that is moist will tend to create condensation, eventually leading to a growth of rain droplets and precipitation. So basically, that's what we had, and of course, favorable conditions at the higher levels that would tend to draw the air out in a divergent fashion. Also, the ingredients were just right, and in one particular area, unfortunately, we saw that amount of rainfall falling in a very short time.
As a scientist, Mr. Gordon, and someone who's very familiar with what the science is speaking to when it comes to climate change, when certain things happen, for me as just a layperson journalist, I kind of look at them and I say, that's an anomaly. That's telling me the climate change story. Like I put them in these categories, like, oh, that's a climate change story right there. And so when as soon as I saw the images coming out of Belmopan, I'm like, whoa, climate change. That's climate change. As a scientist, do you do some kind of similar exercise to say, this is one of the file this as a climate change anomaly right here? Do you think like that? And if so, do you think is it accurate to look at that kind of event, the one that happened in the south, and then the one last year that happened in the north? Do you think that it's accurate to look on those as that's the new climate change reality we're dealing with?
Well, I would be very honest. We are not in the capacity currently to do a thorough analysis to say it's climate change. However, like you rightly mentioned, I would say it is basically based on just experience and looking at what we're seeing. And not only the fact that we have those, because we have had events like this before. I did mention yesterday that the all-time record for Belmopan is about 13 inches within 24 hours. That occurred in 2002, which is not very long ago, right, in the grand scheme of things. And that was the event that actually triggered, I believe, the first time that bridge between Frank's Eddy and Cotton Tree was washed out. I think I could recall that event vividly. That was in 2002. We had about 334 inches on June 19th. So, sorry, not inches, that would be millimeters, about 13 inches. So we have seen these events in the past, but what we are experiencing is that they are occurring more frequently. So, right, like you mentioned, we had the South just in June, where we had 12 inches in Kendall within about a very same time period, and again in Belmopan now. So it would signify, or at least it resembles what we had been expecting from climate change, from the models, that you would have not necessarily more rainfall, but what you would have is that these rains that you do get would come down in sudden downpours and in extreme events. You get the long dry spells in between, and then you get all your rainfall, your 1 month rainfall in one very short time. Like I said yesterday, the amount we got in Belmopan is actually the average for the whole month. It's like Belmopan got their whole month rainfall in 12 hours.
No, Mr. Gordon, as the Chief Met Officer, you are an official part of NEMO. I believe that you are part of NEMO officially, right?
Yes, we do function with NEMO. We actually are on the committee, on one of NEMO's committee.
Okay.
The warning and
so we know that, and people have been saying this, like after what happened, if you go on social media, people have remarked. In fact, I had a caller calling this morning remarking the same thing. Belmopan is considered the safe place. whenever we're thinking about systems coming away, that's how that's where people go. When we thought that we would have been wiped off the face of the earth by Mitch, that's the place that we went to. Does this give pause to that to that strategy to say, well, Belmopan, while it is higher than Belize City, we have to be concerned now that maybe there are some issues there. We heard from the chief engineer, Mr. Mose, pointing out to the impact of deforestation. At the very least, do you think that what happened there over the weekend is going to put NEMO into at least having a conversation about, okay, what are we looking at here?
Well, I really would want that question to be addressed at NEMO, but just let me say from my own perspective, I would think that one of the main reasons we use Belmopan as a safe haven from hurricanes is not necessarily because of flooding, because we already knew that there would be potential for inland flooding. That's nothing new. The main I would say reason for evacuating inland would be because of other hazards such as the wind. We do know from a hurricane perspective that the winds are stronger along the coast. As you go inland, they will decrease. And the other hazard, of course, is storm surge, which you would not get in Belmopan. But in terms of flooding, that is a risk that we would have to live with. And I still would say that Belmopan is relatively safer, especially again for those particular hazards. No, but then of course we have to be cognizant of the flooding, and of course the whole scenario about access to the capital itself in the case of flooding and the infrastructure of the road infrastructure. So certainly there are things that need to be looked at as we go forward. But I would not sit here and say that, okay, now we know that we cannot go to Belmopan for a hurricane. It is still the safer place to be between, let's say, a direct landfall in Belize City and if you are in Belmopan.
No, is it of any value? I was thinking, and I mentioned it this morning when I was chatting with a caller, that it would seem to make sense since we look at we now have this data at these systems that kind of threw us a curve, gave more water than we felt was going to come down, and it resulted in significant flooding. Are we able to do computer modeling to see what would be the impact if a similar system would happen to hit certain other areas of the country, whether you were looking at some of the low coastal areas in Kawazal district, or we're looking at those in Belize City, or we're looking at if a similar system hits maybe in the mountains outside San Ignacio, out west, San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Is that something that we can do, and is that something you think has, and if so, do you think there's any value to doing that?
Well, I would say it's something that can be done. In our current capacity, from the Met Service alone, we cannot do it. It requires a combination of agencies. So you'd have to look at hydrology for one. Of course, we need to look at the whole people with the data on engineering, on what structure they are, and so forth, to be able to do that type of modeling. But it's something that can be done, and I think it's something that should be done. I shouldn't say as you know, but we are working on several projects where we are trying to build that sort of capacity to do hazard assessment and vulnerability assessment for different areas. So when we look at that, that should assist us again in that type of analysis for different parts of the country, look at their vulnerability and look at where we are in terms of whether those places can actually serve, like you rightly said, as shelters for different scenarios like the ones that we experience. It's a work in progress.
Isn't that the kind of work that the 5Cs does? I mean, I'm surprised are they a part of that type of movement forward to do this kind of modeling? I know that's a major part of the functioning of the 5Cs, no?
I wouldn't be able to answer, but I do know that they had done in the past some assessments, vulnerability assessments. One of the challenges that we have sometimes is to get that data. So we do know that there were several studies done in the past in looking at vulnerability, but sometimes when we try to access the data, it's difficult to find who is the custodian of such data. No, they looked at climate change scenario in general, and they looked at the different potential, and like that's one of the areas that we know that some of the things that we are seeing is based on what the models had predicted in the future in terms of the hazards. But then you need to consider that it's a dynamic situation. So land use is changing. You mentioned deforestation. So these are things that perhaps were not factored in a few years ago when these studies were done. So they need to be updated. And certainly we will try to reach out to all partners involved, including the 5Cs, to see how we can do those type of updates. Again, like I said, it's a multi-agency work here. It's not something for the Met Service only. It requires all hands on deck to be able to do that type of assessment, and it has to be updated regularly because we keep having changes, developments here and there, and so forth that would impact how water flows and that type of thing.
No, I asked you off here about the human resource capacity of the Met Office, and you mentioned there's at present only 3 trained meteorologists, I believe, at the Met.
We have 3 full-time meteorologists, including myself, and we have two others on contract, retirees. So in total, we have 5 persons within the department who have a degree in meteorology. And besides that, we do have 2 staff members who have certificate in weather forecasting. So capacity-wise, we're about 7 in terms of that level of training. We are not sitting down. Go ahead.
Go ahead, finish.
No, I was going to say that we are of course trying to build capacity. Currently, we have 5 persons out training. 2 are doing a degree and 3 are doing certificate in weather forecasting. So within a year or 2, we should be having more capacity within the department.
Okay, so if I'm allowed a criticism or a concern, I'm still not comfortable with the progress being made with the quality of the communication coming out of the Met Office, the quality of its it's I don't, while I do, like many Belizeans, we will look at Mr. Weatherman. I don't like it. I don't like that, we are building this kind of relationship with somebody who is obviously trained, and it's not like they're giving fraudulent information, but then whose hair has local knowledge. But what it's pointing to is the fact that there is a vacuum, that the kind of engagement with the public that used to happen in the past, like the old school at the end of the news, and there's going to come a forecaster coming on, and that's it, and it's just the general information, and unless you don't want to see person, really just get into the granular aspect of the forecast and all of that, or if there's a system, that's when you pay attention. I feel like it's 2026, and the quality and consistency of the communication aspect of the Met Office has to get with it. No, I understand if you only have a couple of people and you guys have to be doing all the work, that it becomes difficult for you to be doing this kind of becoming a media personality at the same time. But I think that especially when we are looking at how things can spring up upon us, like building up that kind of consistency, I feel is critical right now in this time.
Okay, so let me respond that I do take the criticism. I do understand that we do need to improve the communication and to get out there. There are 2 train of thoughts when it comes to that type of thing, Mose. I would say because we have been through different ministries in the past 5 years since I've been head of this department, and I've gotten guidance on some of them to do that type of engagement, while understandably so, because again, like you said, we have other agencies or we have other persons out there who are communicating. There's also the consideration that as a Met Service, we're a scientific department and we are producing data. If you look at, for example, NOAA in the United States or the National Weather Service, they do not do television broadcasts. They produce data, and the data that they use are used by private entities who actually go out there and produce weather forecasts. I'm not saying that we need to go that route, but I'm just saying it's one of the way to look at it now. And in that area, not to pivot from your question, but in that area we have made significant strides. We have improved in terms of our network of weather stations. We have real-time data as compared to the past. And you mentioned the past with the previous meteorologists, the old school. In those days, of course, we had to wait 24 hours to get an update on what's happening on the ground. We have that in real time now. We also have our mobile app that we encourage folks to download. It's the Belize Weather app. It's available both on Google and on Apple Store. So we have made important moves, but of course we have moved away from the television broadcast that you're referring to. It is something that I would like to see return. Of course, it require more than just the technical people. You have to have people in communication to do that. And we need to build a relationship with the media houses. Unfortunately, I don't know if you are aware, but when we had that television broadcast in the past, it was paid as a commercial. So the media houses took it up and did not broadcast it for free. They wanted to get paid. As it was like a commercial for them. So there is, I mean, we could look at different ways to solve this issue, but it would require, of course, again, like I always say, collaboration with several different organizations. The Met Service alone cannot do it. We need assistance to be able to get there, to be able to improve on that in that aspect.
Yeah, I think it points to the fact that, and I think there was a event organized for, I don't know if it was organized by NEMO, where the media was invited to come and engage and to try to figure out, how we could be better at how we get out information about the weather. And I think that's a good step. And obviously, I completely concur with you that it really comes down to relationships and maximizing how we can utilize the resources, whether that means an individual media house might send a journalist to get, not to become a trained Met officer, but to maybe take some courses, some fundamental courses being provided that they can function at a higher level. In the case that we have the events, and you could have somebody in-house. I've also on the air suggested, especially when we're having a hurricane or something like to that effect, and I've seen the toll it takes. Like, you are the chief Met officer, and in the midst of all of this, just as your predecessors, every media house wants to get a piece of you, and you are being pulled left, right, and then you have to be doing the work to provide the data to the government. And I'm like, this doesn't seem to be the most effective way to do this. I'm thinking, man, we could have, the other Met officers maybe being sent to different media houses rather than just all of this overwhelming burden or responsibility falling on you as the only person who might be communicating out these things. Like that's something that I have suggested. I don't know what you think about that.
Yes, I certainly agree. I think that it has to be, like I said, a collaboration with everyone. We have, in terms of the hurricane and scenario that you mentioned, if you notice over the past few years, what we have tried to do, which is still not 100% effective, but what we have tried to do is to get all the media houses together during these press conferences so that we don't have to be on all radio stations, one after the next. So that's one way to solve that problem. But indeed, having someone trained in journalism, trained in communication, trained in broadcasting, who could come in and get some, I would say not really deep theoretical training in meteorology, but at least have a basic understanding, that would certainly assist us in terms of collaborating with that individual, we as a Met Service producing the data, as we always do, and have someone there that communicates it to the public, whether it be through a video broadcasting. Well, of course, that's what we'd like to see. That would certainly be something that we would want to achieve.
I think I say all of this, Mr. Gordon, because let me confess, so because of my work, a part of my job description in the morning is the mornings when I'm hosting, the weather forecast is the first thing that comes in on the show. Like, I get on the show, I introduce the show, and then the first thing we've got the downloaded audio from the website, and we're going to air that. And so on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, I will hear the weather forecast. Going into the weekend, unless I'm having an event or planning, maybe you want to go fishing or something, then maybe you will take an active interest to try to find out what the weather is going to be like. But generally speaking, the weather information is not coming across my radar on those days, and generally I am not trying to seek it out. And I am a journalist. And I'm saying to myself, I wonder what the everyday person, how often we're really paying attention to the weather if there is not a huge news in weather, whether it has to do, there's some significant storm coming. Now, I know you have there's a WhatsApp group. I think it's Brother Mahong who has a WhatsApp group. I am in that WhatsApp group. If there's something happening significant, there's going to be some information in there. That's a great tool that really provides an alternative and helps out the Met Office, I believe. But I'm speaking like if I wonder how many residents in Belmopan the weather forecast landed on their radar, especially maybe younger people, like, the weather is not in their reality, it's not in their face, it's not where they are. And I think that is an area that needs to, we have to really work to make weather be more widely accessible, more with greater proximity to what people are doing every day, because and people have a responsibility too. It's not just the Met Office or NEMO, but we do have to promote to people that we are not in a time where we can treat the weather as something that we can be indifferent to. Like I think previous generations may know, and I feel more unintelligently so, know where the weather stand most days. And I think we can't be careless, especially with what the new reality is. We can't be indifferent, and we cannot know where the weather will be like over the next couple of days.
Yeah, I agree. So I think public awareness is important to ensure that we are always informing folks and informing, like you said, even the younger generation, the importance of keeping up to date, keeping aware, and listening to official information coming out, because it's important. I mean, like you said, things change drastically. The event in Belmopan is a classical example. What I think, again, like I said, we do have a mobile app, and we encourage folks to download it. We do issue the alerts via that medium. So all those warnings and watches that we had for excessive rainfall was appearing on our mobile app. It is not the ideal way to force information to persons. We still are working on effectively implement what we call the common alerting protocol. Just to summarize, that's a method of transmitting information in real time to people, but we are producing our warning in that format. However, what we have lacking is that our phone companies, as they are currently, don't have the technology to transmit it. What I mean by that is, like, if you're in America or somewhere else, right, and you get those alerts, tornado alerts on your phone, even though you're not subscribing to the phone company, it is forced to your phone. That's what we want to implement within Belize, and we have done our part from the Met Service in terms of, like I said, all the alerts and warnings that we issue are in what we call CAP compliant format. Now, what it would require is that your phone company would have to invest in the technology to be able to get that information from us and disseminate it to you. For example, in the case of Belmopan, we would have circled a polygon in that area where the excessive rainfalls were occurring, and the alerts that we issued would have gone straight to people's phone in that area only, because your phone would be pinging to the towers in that area. That's the technology that we need to implement within Belize. And I want to promote it because it's not something that would only serve hydrometeorology. It serves every aspect of alerting. So whether it's a significant traffic accident on the highway that you need to avoid the highways, you could have the transport department use that technology as well to communicate to residents in that area. If it is a health situation, a pandemic, or something that is that has breaking out, again, you could have that alerting, whether it's security, the police, everybody, education. Actually, if there's a missing child from a school, you could send an Amber Alert or an alert through that medium. So it's something that needs to be invested in this country for us to be able to effectively communicate all forms of alert to the public, and including the weather.
It's a brilliant suggestion. An eye-opening one at that. I really am appreciative of that, because and it goes also with the media, because generally sometimes you might be watching. I was watching you'll be watching maybe even like World Cup time. You're watching the World Cup game, and it doesn't matter what program you're looking at. If there is a tornado watch or a thunderstorm lightning system coming in, there's going to be an alert coming on the bottom of that screen, whatever it is you're watching, and even on these Facebook streams, social media streams, it's coming up. So I think what you're speaking to is the fact that there's a technology lacking, and we absolutely need it, because, like I said, it's one thing to know that these weather systems are more unpredictable. We are lacking. We have a limitation in, knowing how intense it's going to be. But we have to have the capacity on the 11th hour to be able to get the word out. To say, listen, we have a problem here. And what you're speaking to, Mr. Gordon, is the fact that we really don't have that.
We don't. If you want to get the alert, you have to subscribe to our app. And most people don't do that. People don't want to put another app on their phone. But if you had a system like that, that would basically intrude, I would say, on their phone. Whether they like it or not, they will get the alert on their phones. And it is important. And you rightly mentioned predicting 24 hours in advance. The models are not telling us that, but monitoring and seeing in real time, the forecaster on duty is saying the rain is falling. They can then issue that alert in real time to tell people, you know what, something is happening here. You need to take precaution. You need to find higher grounds, whatever the case may be. And that's something that is lacking at the moment.
Well, I want to thank you for joining me this morning, Mr. Gordon. It's been very informative. Obviously, my dear colleague Steve Anthony just reminded me that our program, The Morning Stew, which follows our show, is the leading program when it comes to really making the weather a priority. We have we call I got bush liar. Well, we got bush weather man. Mr. Frisco is, and he loves it. He loves it, and he's very informed. And the weather is a main feature of the show, and I think it's a great opportunity for the Met Office and to NEMA to actually to look at that and to build on that relationship. And I know that they have a relationship with a couple of retired meteorologists, but I think maybe even he would be the kind of person, I feel, that would be ideal to give a little bit of training to and to really get him up to that speed and to the others as well. I don't know what the other networks are doing, but I think what I'm speaking to is that there's some work to do when it comes to improving the relationship and making more effective those who do communication for a living and those who do weather for a living.
Definitely. And it's something that we will look into now, partner with different organizations and individuals like that who are interested in communicating weather information to the public.
All right. Thank you again, Mr. Gordon, and all the best.
You're welcome. Thank you too.
We will take a break. We'll be right back with more WB, Wake Up Belize's Morning Vibes.
When the job demands more, Milwaukee Power Tools are designed to handle the toughest jobs on the construction site. If it's speed, durability, and performance you need, Milwaukee is the perfect choice. For unstoppable power at an unbeatable price, make it Milwaukee. Nothing but heavy duty. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
In many ways, today sets a tone for the months ahead. The theme we unveil this afternoon will become the thread that connects our celebrations across every district, across every community, and across every generation.
We have different traditions, food, histories, but those differences don't divide us. Instead, they have become the story we tell together. And that story is what visitors fall in love with. Our barrier reef, ancient Maya sites, and rainforests attract visitors to our shores. But ask them what they remember most. The answer is almost always the same: the warmth of the Belizean people.
Every Belizean has a story. Every Belizean has something to contribute. Every Belizean, in both ways great and small, helped to shape this nation.
Sometimes in the rush of daily life, we forget to be grateful. But let us remember, Belize remains a nation that can celebrate many things. Look at me, I am Belize. You are Belize. We are Belize. Let us carry this pride forward. Happy 45th anniversary, Belize.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
This is the general. They just coming again. Yeah, yeah. They just won. They just yo, yo. Hey. Take it low, take it low, take it low, take it low, take it low.
It is a distinct honor to be here in Belize for the launch of the Caribbean Development Bank's Basic Needs Trust Fund 11th program, BNTF 11. For more than 4 decades, BNTF has stood as one of the bank's most visible and impactful instruments for community-based poverty reduction. Here in Belize, the legacy is clear. Over the past 25 years, BNTF has completed 79 sub-projects in vulnerable communities at an estimated cost of $23.79 million United States dollars. Through BNTF 11, we have begun a new cycle of investments. This investment of more than $5.2 million United States dollars represents far more than approved financing. It represents a renewed commitment.
BNTF has supported transformative investments in education, water and sanitation, community infrastructure, livelihoods, and social development. Through BNTF 11, we have an opportunity to build on that legacy by ensuring that our investments respond directly to the needs of our people, particularly the most vulnerable among us.
The new school building has made a huge difference for me and my classmates. The improvement to our school have made our learning environment cleaner, safer, and more comfortable. Thank you to the Caribbean Development Bank, with the Social Investment Fund, the government, and everyone else who helped.
No one must be left behind. Not that child attending school in rural Toledo, not the farmer in Orange Rock, not the family in Corozal, not the communities that continue to face challenges accessing basic services.
Electrical. In our store. We've got the paints and the brush and light fixtures. That's for sure. We've got steel, cement, and tiles galore. And so much more. We've got everything in that store. We've got windows and doors just for you. In our store. We've got sheetrock, plywood, and hardwood too. That's for sure. Tools for gardening in the great outdoors. And so much more. We've got everything in that store. We've got variety. Everything. Quality. Everything. Quantity. Everything. And builders hardware. Cabinets. In our store. We've got the nuts and the bolts, so don't forget. And so much more. We've got service with a smile. That's for sure. We've got everything in that store. We've got variety. Everything. Quality. Everything. Quantity. Everything. And builders hardware variety. Everything. And quality. Everything. Quantity. Everything. And builders hardware. For builders who build with a passion and skill, go to builders hardware.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
This time, what can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying I help you right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
Welcome back. This is WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's been a busy Tuesday morning. We've had a couple of guests going on, so traffic's been in effect a little bit here inside Belize's premier morning conversation from 6:30 until 9. Right here on Crumb Radio and on XTV. We're out of time because we're trying to avoid the overtime scenario. You know, we did a little bit of that last week, so we're back to strict behavior and trying to wrap up in time for 9. So at this point, we want to thank the team at studio. We have Larry G at Com Radio up at XTV. We've got Cliff the Glue and directing this morning, Mr. Harlan Wagner. We're going to wrap up with the final break. Tomorrow morning, we'll be right back here at 6:30 for the Wednesday morning edition of Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We are going to be hosting remotely again tomorrow morning. So there's that. Yeah, same visual. He won't be in the studio. But I always give thanks. For right now, as always, stand strong, stand firm. But now, we're gone.
El evento de fútbol más grande del mundo por fin llegó y Smart te invita a vivir toda la emoción del mundial. Antes de que empiece cada partido, predice quién se lleva la victoria. Entre más predicciones hagas, más oportunidades acumulas. Suma un punto cuando le aciertes al equipo ganador y si le atinas al marcador exacto, obtienes hasta 4 puntos. La persona con más puntos al terminar el mundial se lleva $2,500 en efectivo. Y eso no es todo. También habrá premios semanales durante toda la competencia. Además, el líder de los cuartos de final se lleva un paquete completo para armar su Watch Party. Participa directamente desde la app de Smart por solo 50 centavos por participación. Las predicciones estarán disponibles del 1 de junio al 18 de julio del 2026. No solo veas el mundial, vívelo con Smart. Smart, bring people together.
Hello Belize, if you're looking for the perfect home air conditioner, then listen up. First, choose the right tonnage. Correct sizing means perfect cooling and much lower electricity bills. Now, look for efficiency. GREE uses AI-driven performance to optimize cooling and fight high energy costs. Lastly, don't just cool your air, clean it. Demand health-focused air treatment and smart connected features. Get the global leader in smart home comfort. Contact us today to find your perfect GREE AC.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helps supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
This is the general. They just coming again. Yeah, yeah. They just won. They just yo. Hey, take it low, 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 take it low. Then you wine right there, take your time right there. You doing fine right there. You blow my mind right there. Take it low, 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 take it low. Hey, babina hanuma, wabina punta ah. 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 Give me more.
Every great job starts at Brothers Habet with the best supplies and the right support, including free delivery on site, so you can focus on the job. Brothers Habet, working with contractors since 1983.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Another day is here. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play a role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait? It's a time calling. It's a show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show.